What's up guys, welcome to your 28th C++ tutorial. And in case you just popped in and felt like watching this tutorial and didn't watch my last one, in the last tutorial we built a program and I showed you guys how to protect data when you pass an array into a function. So we entered a dollar amount for each item using a function like 32, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we just made another function to spit it all out. And in this tutorial, what I'm going to show you how to do is, instead of protecting that data so it doesn't change, what if you want to build a function so that it does change? Well, let's do that right now. So we got a function called intPopulate, which created an array, and void spit, what spit out the array or pretty much displayed it. Let's go ahead and build another function right now, and what this is going to do is change the value of the array. So we don't want it to return anything, so let's just put void revalue, make sure I spell that right, and it's going to take 3 parameters. The first one is the factor that you want to revalue it by, so double and put something like R for a revalue. And now after this, go ahead and insert your array, so double Bucky as a second parameter, so the second parameter is going to take an array, and then put int n for just the limit of your array, or how many it has, so our loop knows how many times to go. So now we just need to build a basic for loop, so just write for int I equals 0, just like last time. I is less than n, and that's going to be how big our array is that we passed in, and then our last parameter is I plus plus, just so we can iterate through the loop. Now you can put your curly braces or not. I always like to have mine just cause I do. And now what we want to do is take that array, Bucky, not Ucky, Bucky I, and every time it gets an element in an array, it's going to take that value in, oh man, here we go, times equal to R. And what this is going to do is, whenever it gets, say the value is like 32, it's going to times it by R, and say if R is 2, and then that is going to be equal to 64. So Bucky I times equals R is the exact same thing as Bucky I equals Bucky I times R. So now that we got this made, let's go ahead and prototype it. Go ahead and copy it right here, and then go ahead in your beginning and paste it to prototype it. And now we need to go ahead and call the function, or the function that we just built. So let's just go ahead and first make a prompt. So put cout, and then go ahead to like something enter factor to multiply by, did I actually spell that right? Wow, impressive. And then just put, that looks good right there, and make sure you end your line with a semicolon. And then we need, of course, what's it called, a variable. There we go. I had a mind blank for a second. And then give them an opportunity to enter that variable. So whatever number they enter is going to be stored in the variable factor. So now we need to pass that into their function that we just built. So we had a function called revalue, and it took 3 parameters, remember. The first one is factor. The second one is the what did we name it? The second one is the array, and we named ours items. And the third one is the size of the array, and I think, well, let's just pass in 5. There we go. Looks good. Let's see, spit. Yep, looks good. So now we have a factor, which is the whatever number we're going to enter, items, which is the array, and since it has 5 items in it, write 5. Now after that, what do we want to do after we change the array? Well, we need to spit it out again, or display it. So go ahead and put spit items 5. Put your semicolon, and then after this, let's just give them something like a nice little done, and in the line for good measure. So now let's go ahead and first see if it works, and then if it does, I'll walk you guys through it and show you guys why it did. If it doesn't, I'll show you guys where I messed up. Come on, here we go. Enter dollar for items 1. 32, I always start with 32, I don't know why. 45, 6, 76, and 21. And now this spits out the exact same array. Remember, this is the one where we didn't want to change the data, so we used a constant. And now the one where we do want to change the data, we don't use a constant. So go ahead and type a factor by 2 or something. Now it spits out the exact same array, but all of the numbers are times by 2. See, instead of 32, 45, you got 64, 90, 12 is double 6, 152 is double 76, and 42 is double 21. So the point of these tutorials to show you is this. Anytime you want to keep an array the same, use constant. Anytime you want to change the value of it, when you're building a function, you don't use that constant keyword. So again, if you want to just keep it the same, like when you're just displaying data, make sure you use constant, and when you're changing it, do not use constant or it isn't going to work. So again, what we did in this tutorial was we built a function that took 3 parameters. We went through the loop, or we went through the array and gave each array item a new value, and then up here we just said, alright, what do you want to multiply it by? Alright, that's what we're going to multiply it by, so that's the value we're going to pass in our function, and now we're just going to spit it out, and bam, you're done. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned how to protect data in an array and also how to destroy data in an array. So that's it for this tutorial. Make sure you watch the next tutorial and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.